for this final. Last year's silver medalist Arta Dabchan and bronze medalist Nazar Chaperny will be looking to dethrone Jake, and Harry Hepworth will know the score that he needs to beat. He goes 6th out of 8. It's the ultimate test of power, speed and control. Let's see who comes out on top. So we are starting with Nazar Chaperny, who took the bronze medal last year. Gymnasts will be doing 2 vaults and the average will be taken. You watch the power here. And we're going to be starting with a very high score. He got 5.2 on difficulty as far as qualification is concerned.
And here he comes, his opening vault. Oh, and that was excellent. The handspring double front with the half turn out. He sees the floor nice and early. And really, that was an excellent execution.
It was a fantastic landing. I mean, we've talked about these bonuses that gymnasts are awarded when they stick a landing. Does that count? There was a slight bounce there in his landing.
Yeah,
is that a bonus?
Doesn't count at all. The gymnasts have to take the perfect, almost kill the bounce or landing, and that will gain them a 0.1. So imagine if you can stick 2 vaults, you will gain 2 tenths. But that little scurry, even though it's a very small deduction, won't get the bonus. And we will see a lot of those vaults in this vault final.
Great form through the air, though, Chris.
He really does have, doesn't he? Blocks up into the tight position, kicks out at exactly the right time, but actually in slow motion, it was a step and a little scurry, wasn't it?
But a huge vault, nevertheless, and it will score very well. Gymnasts are looking to get into the 9s for execution. Execution's out of 10.
Bit of a jolt there, actually, on landing as well.
But he had a good position for standing up. They don't want to have the chest too far down because that'll pick up a heavy deduction as well. But, I mean, qualified in 3rd place, so...
He did with 14.233 in the all-around. He did that vault. He got 14.766.
Well, I'd be surprised if the execution score isn't in the 9s, and it is.
14.5 for Nazar Chaperny with that first vault, but he has to do 2 and the average is taken. So consistency is the key here on vault. Great Britain's Jake Jarman will be up next, so he's already warming up. The background you can see there. Chaperny then with his 2nd vault, the 22-year-old from Ukraine.
And there has to be a different vault, but the same dynamic approach. This time it's all twisting. He turns onto the platform, up into the air, triple twist in the somersault. I think it drifted slightly to one side, but the form was excellent.
Well, was it a stuck landing as well? I mean, that was really, really clean.
It was super vaulting. Now, Chaperny has won the the bronze medal twice at European Championships.
I'll just watch this again. Fabulous in the air, good tension from the springboard. Triple twist. I would say that's a stuck landing. We'll see when the score comes up, because they have now a section for the bonus, which will really help.
I think, for me, that was a stuck landing. And actually, on the graphics yesterday, they didn't put the stuck landing, the bonus on. So you'll have to keep an eye on your score sheet, Craig, because...
well, make sure I'm looking at the right one today. Qualification scores. And generally, what's really impressive about this vault is, with the force, the legs tend to separate on the way on, but his legs were locked together. He's very efficient at twisting, as we saw yesterday.
Well, what he's done is he's absolutely piled the pressure on all of the vault finalists, because when the first finalist goes up and posts such a difficult score to beat, it really does play mind games with all of the following competitors.
It's generally sort of thought that it's a bit of a tough draw to be first, but if you can go out and lay the gauntlet down...
Bonus, no. 14.583.
Have a little look on at the...
Yeah, no bonus.
no bonus.
Okay, so at the end of the vault runway now is Great Britain's Jake Jarman, 23 years old. He took a silver in the mixed team final earlier this week, but he is the golden boy from last year and the year before. Come on, Jake.
Well, he has this very powerful opening first vault. Watch this, 4/10s higher than everybody else.
Oh, yes!
God, look at that!
Now that's a bonus,
Got
surely.
to be. That vault is out to 15.6.
Wow. Look, he's saying calm. He's saying calm to himself.
He's
and
to us.
He's talking,
He's talking to us.
everybody, because that was phenomenal, and he knows it. He knows that was good.
That's got to be the bonus, Christine. Surely there was no absolute quiver on landing there.
No, absolute textbook. And he was so clean through the air as well. Really tight. He's powering down this runway. He's sometimes a little bit casual, but not today. Those arms came out.
Well, the form through the air, I mean, the height, the length, where do you deduct from if you're the judging panel from that?
There's not a lot to deduct, is there? I mean, it's perfectly high, very, very powerful, clean, tight. Legs were together right from the beginning. We've seen him sometimes a bit scrappy on that first flight, but wow, what an improved vault.
I mean, I was saying before the Olympics, that was one of the best vaults I've ever seen. I think he just bettered it.
Well, yeah, the other time he was slightly to one side, but he was vertical. Look at that. And this blind landing is such a difficult landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows his rallies.
Yes, Jake.
It must be. I've got his lucky T-shirt on. That's it.
Yeah. Well, he does really need to remain composed here because he has to do 2 vaults and the average is taken. So it's not all about that first vault. They don't pick the best one. It's all about the average. So it's very important that he just focuses in on this.
And before he'd walked back up the runway, you could see him starting to say, keep calm.
Well, he's got the bonus, 9.5 on the execution. It's 15.2 for Jake Jarman's first vault. It's huge. First time we've seen a score over 15 at these championships. So it will be all on this vault now. 5.2 is the difficulty. But it needs to be good for him to retain that title. Will it be 3 in a row for Jake Jarman?
Well, it's a big second fault. Double front with a half turn. He just had that big step back. You can see with his eyes thinking, did I save that then? But it was a huge, huge fault.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's very good, and you know, he like he's saying, the adrenaline rush after that first vault was huge. He had to keep himself calm,
yes.
And yeah, there was a 0.3 probably for the big step on landing, but that was fantastic vaulting. Just look how high above the platform this vault is. He hits this platform and he launches up, 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 kicks out with the turn, and actually the direction was really good, wasn't it?
It was very good. It was just that big step on landing, which, you know, will cost him, but I don't think that's going to be too costly. I thought he'd actually stepped out of the line, so he hasn't. So that saved the 0.1. Of the 2 vaults, I think this is the vault that's improved the best. It's got a little bit more height, which gives him a lot more time to kick out and spot the floor. It will definitely go into the lead, but he'll need a good cushion because there's some good vaulters to follow. Davtjan is next, and he too has been a 2-time European champion. It's great that the top 3 qualifiers are going first in this final. 14.733. Jake Jarman for now is in the golden chair with 6 more gymnasts to go in this final. This is Artur Davtjan of Armenia, 32 years old now, but trust me, he's still got it, this lad. a two-time European champion, Olympic medalist as well. He's had silvers and bronze medals at the Euros too. He's got a full vault medal cabinet. Will he be adding to it today? Brace yourselves.
And one of the most consistent vaulters you'll see. Look at the speed.
Oh!
Now that, for sure, was a dead landing.
So the same vault that Jake did for his second vault, and that was good.
Well, actually in the Grand Prix circuit last week over the 4 vaults, I believe he got the bonus on all 4 vaults.
Wow.
And that's what he's got going for him. He is Mr. Consistent on these vaults. But he'll need every 10th if he's going to get close to Jake.
Well, he posted a 14.4 in qualification with that vault. Jake scored a 14.266 for that same vault previously.
Well, he stuck that, so the 14.4 in qualification, Matt, he didn't have the bonus.
But just a reminder, Jake scored 15.2 for his first vault.
Well, it's the extra tariff because this is beautiful vaulting, isn't it?
Yeah, ease. I mean, the way he kicks out there, just floated through the air, didn't he, the second half of that vault.
And he, you know, we've watched him vault over the years and he just does it the same every time, doesn't he? He's so well rehearsed on this.
The only thing I would pick up a little bit if I was being fussy is the separation in the legs in the double front. And he lands with his legs quite wide.
And actually, with them trying to make that dead landing and not move the feet, it accentuates.
Yeah, it does, because you can't slip them together.
Oh, very good score, 14.766 for Artur Dabchan's first vault. His second vault that he did in qualification was a similar difficulty of 5.2. So the score to beat of Jake Jarman's at the moment as an average is 14.733.
So this second vault needs to be as good as the first. Has to be different, so he can't do that same vault again. Here he goes, up into the air, massive height,
he's got a bonus.
height. Well, it is going to be very, very close here.
Wow, yes, well, he needs to sort of, yeah, oh my gosh, it's going to be very, very close. If you think of how good his last vault was.
That was
and he scored
equally as
14.7,
good.
yeah, and Jake Jarman has 14.733 at the moment in the lead.
Wow, so, I mean, he's got 2 tenths just from sticking the landings. But he is a super, super consistent vaulter, isn't he? Let's just have a look again.
And
His
he will get
form
the
is
bonus.
excellent through the air. Look, wraps in. If anything, his chest is down on the landing.
It's way down.
So they could say that could be as much as a 0.3. But it's half of 15.2, and there's not anywhere else really. Look.
And again, because they're really, really trying to accentuate that landing.
Yeah.
It almost, I mean, he landed with the chest a bit more up.
It negates the, yeah.
Yeah, but then he put it down in order to control the centre of his body. It's going to be very
It's
tight.
going to be very, very close.
Can Jake Jarman win this title 3 years in a row? It's going to be very, very close indeed. We know it's going down to tenths this. He's gone into the lead, 14.799. He gets the bonus on the landing. Gosh, he's literally by, what's that, 0.04?
And for the second time, we've seen this bonus mark be the difference.
So close. On we go then with the 4th gymnast in this vault final. Yaz Ramsahai.
Oh, very well done. The double front somersault without the half turn. So it's difficult to land. He had that little hop forward. Not the difficulty of the two previous vaults, but very good nevertheless.
Powering down, hitting this table.
Lovely conversion off the top with the legs really straight, but that was a deep landing, and that will gain some deductions. You can see how hard it is, how much height you need in order to do the extra half turn. But he really controlled it well.
It is actually more difficult to land than the harder vault with the half out, because normally with the half out, as you're coming round there, you can look at the floor, kick your legs out and prepare for the landing.
The only trouble is you just need that little bit more height to do the half turn as well.
Gosh, we are seeing some vaulting here. It's incredible. A 13.566 for Ramsahai's first vault. So the 22-year-old lines up for vault number 2. Feet are chalked up, shins are chalked, ready to wrap in.
Well, slightly less difficult vault. Oh, and he went for it, the double pike Sukahara. That is such a difficult vault to land, because you're in that pike position. You need to open out precisely at the right time, and if your hips are slightly behind you, there's only one way you're going, and that's a backward roll. Great to see a Dutch gymnast in this vault final though.
Yes, and you have to do 2 different vaults, so he went forwards in the first one. This time he's going backwards. Here we go, snap off, and you have to really commit to letting go of the legs before your feet touch the floor. He still had hold, and you sort of create a backward roll out of it.
12 years ago was when the last time a Dutch gymnast was in the vault final, Van Claveren.
It's a nice flighty vault, this though.
I think that vault doesn't get the credit it deserves. It is such a difficult vault. It's 2.5 somersaults from the hands in the pike position, and then opening up at the right time. You can see it just held on a little bit too long, Christine, as you said. But the problem is, if you haven't got the height, you need to hold on as long as possible.
Actually, no, it was Jeffrey Wames in 2007.
Wames.
Yeah, Wames. Well, what a final we're seeing here. Everybody absolutely going all out, and Ramsahai didn't hold back with that second vault. He went even harder with the second one than the first, and there's the reward, 13.349. He's in 4th as it stands. On we go then. Next to vault is Neophytos Kyriakou, Cyprus, 26 years old. Did a 4.8 difficulty in qualification for his first vault, and then a 4.4. And here goes the Cypriot. Never had a medalist on vault.
Oh, he really went for a lot of work there. 2.5 twists off the top of the platform. Tiny step backwards, but that was respectable vaulting. Not in quite the same level of the first vaults we've seen.
Well, I was just going to say, he's in absolute great company, isn't he? I mean, you've got an Olympic medalist in this vault final, and on a normal day that looked a decent vault for the difficulty. Shoulder was back a little bit for that last half turn, causing him to take that little step back on the landing.
And actually he was a little bit short of the 2.5, wasn't he? When his feet landed, they were facing towards the sign rather than towards the end of the mat.
Yeah, and you can just see that little leg separation on the way on, so to just take the deductions from the springboard with 4 phases to the vault where they can take a deduction.
13.7 for the first vault. Kyriakou will go again. Average is taken. Slightly easier this time round. They qualify 8th for this final. Vault number 2 then for Neophytos Kyriakou.
So, well landed first vault. What can he do for the second? Oh, that looked a bit light on the hands. A flip on, the Yushenko entry and the double twist off. First we've seen of this gymnast at this competition, and he'll be pleased to have completed 2 good vaults.
Yes, job done, and no doubt he's had a great time. 26 years old.
Yeah, did well, Christine, actually, because he was very light on the top. You can probably see again on the slow motion. You've got to reach back really, really fast to get the block and try and block before the vertical. And you can see there, it was fingertips, so he did very, very well to wrap in a double twist.
Yes, the very first gymnasts we saw do these vaults apparently had trained them as like double straight without the platform there, and just reaching for and gradually putting the platform in so that they could actually complete the vault even if the hands didn't touch.
Yeah, it
and
was pretty much that.
Pretty much, yeah, was like that. Look, only just got the fingers.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get the heel of the hand down at all, did he? So that second half of the vault was done off the fingertips.
Yeah, which the deduction will come on the flight off, the final phase, because the judges are looking for the gymnast to pop off the top and gain the height. But a great experience for this gymnast from Cyprus.
13.550 puts Neophytos Kyriakou into 4th. You can hear Jake shouting, "Come on, Harry," and that's because Great Britain's Harry Hepworth is next to vault in this final. There's 2 more gymnasts after him. Got a silver in the floor final. Can he vault himself back onto the medal podium?
Oh, brilliant first vault. The double front with the half turn. Again, the British lads are so powerful, and being able to harness the power is almost as difficult as not having the power. He's such a determined and focused gymnast, is Harry.
He's a very young gymnast as well, and he's still finding his way in these finals, how much to give it. He definitely didn't want to not give it enough. And we saw him interviewed the other day saying that often in the floor finals he gives it a bit too much, and trying to learn how to just play it right.
Yeah, just 21 years old from Leeds. Up he goes, drops the shoulder. There's the half turn. And he'll have another vault as well. And his average is taken. 14.583 is the score currently in 3rd.
That is super vaulting though, isn't it? He's so high, makes it look so easy.
14.2 for Harry's first vault. So he's going to have to go some here. And he does have some very difficult vaults in his locker. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for here.
Well, he can do a 2.5 twist and a triple twist going forward. Oh, and that was fabulous vaulting. Opted for the 2.5 twist in the straight position. That hop back, I think he'll struggle to get into the top 3.
Well, it was a huge effort from Great Britain's Harry Hepworth. It's in the hands of the judges now.
And he's just so dynamic, isn't he? Sprints down that runway. Beautiful technique. He gets the hands in fast to the platform, right at the front where the springs are, wraps those 2.5 twists. Easily done. He was able to break out at the top of the vault, really.
Well, you can see that he says, I'm working the triple twist.
Because really, he was able to break out for the landing very early there. I'm sure we're not very far away from the triple.
It's so exciting now within British gymnastics to see where this generation's going to be in 3 years' time.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yes, everybody wants to win early on, but it's gymnastics is a bit like a marathon rather than a sprint. And these guys have been well focused on the Olympics.
For 14.35 for Harry Hepworth, a little shrug of the shoulders. He's in fourth as it stands, 2 more to go in this vault final. Arta Dabchan leads on 14.799. Jake Jarman in second, 14.733, and Nazar Chapurni in third with 14.583. This is Sebastian Spunovic from Norway.
We've seen a bit of this guy in the mixed competition, and that was a lovely vault as well, wasn't it? These gymnasts make this handspring double front with the half turn out look so simple, but actually it's a huge vault. Years of training goes into this.
You can see actually these guys really fighting to get that 0.1 bonus, can't you? Because as they've seen, you can vault into first place with less difficult vault if you can control the landing phase. Oh, just a 0.1 there, stepping to one side.
See the power of the run. We've seen a lot of very good runs. You can see they work on the sprint technique. Another vault from the front of the platform. It's quite springy at the front there.
If anything as well, it was just a little bit short from the platform. The judges will also be looking at the distance from the table as well as the height, and you've got to marry the two together.
Sebastian, just 20 years old from Norway. He didn't finish in the all-round competition. Not in qualifying for this second vault. He scored a 13.866 and a 4.8 difficulty. Here he goes. 14.133. 9 on the execution, 5.2 on the difficulty. So 4.8 now for this second vault.
Less difficult vault, needs to be even better on the execution. Oh, and he did a good landing there. You won't get a bonus when you take that little hop, but it's a very well-disciplined vault.
It was close though, I thought he sort of had that. You're right, just that little hop forward. You can see the concentration. The half on. Just that separation from the springboard. Efficient in the twisting. Opening out at the right time, and just that little hop forwards, but great vaulting from the young Norwegian.
We've seen the emergence of several different countries into the finals at this championships, very much with the new cycle starting. Paris was the finish of a cycle, and you're really seeing a lot of new countries coming forwards to contest for finals here.
Yeah, and I also think the new rule from the, I know it's not relevant on vault, but the new rule of 10 skills down to 8 will help some of these nations that really struggle to put 10 difficult moves together. So think it's been a great move by the FIG.
Taking the time with this one. The 20-year-old Norwegian waits for his score of both of his vaults to be averaged. There is the result, 14.033 for Sebastian Spunvik. And now on to the last competitor in this men's European vault final. It's Nicola Bartolini of Italy. He's 29 years old. Feels like he's been on the gymnastics scene forever, but talking of execution, this is where this lad really comes into his own. His style is incredible. Nicola Bartolini of Italy with his first vault.
Well, he's been many a floor finalist over the years. And look at the height on that. The 2.5 twist from the Sukahara. Probably one of the highest we'll see, Chris, from the top of the table.
Yes, and he almost blocked it so high that he didn't quite have enough rotation. He had to make a very deep landing there. You're right, Craig, he's one of the most stylish gymnasts. Everything's crisp and precise. Up he goes. Lovely form in the air, and that was really quite a deep landing. He did very well to control it.
I think he was taking the deep landing because he wanted to get the 10th.
Absolutely. Well, if you're dropping out of the air and you haven't got too much rotation going forwards, you've got a better chance of holding the landing, but he just gambled a bit too much and went up without quite enough rotation to get his shoulders over his feet.
One of the only gymnasts actually that can keep his legs together from the springboard. And look at the execution into the nines. 13.866 Bartolini in his first vault.
Same tariff for the second vault. Same precision on starting the run. But this time the round off. Oh, and the 2.5 twist. But this time it didn't work for him, Craig.
No, I was just about to say he looks totally focused. And the contrast between those vaults in the performance of it couldn't be further apart. He was so precise on the first one. He really did focus down. Not the same powerful approach you need from the Yurchenko. Round off. Blocks in. 2.5 twist. Could have probably just done with another foot of height. But great to see him back in this vault final.
I don't think we've seen so much of him in vault finals, usually floor final, and we were disappointed not to see him yesterday on the floor final. However, his teammate took a medal, took the bronze medal, so you're only allowed 2 gymnasts from each country into finals.
On the replay, it looked like he just twisted a little bit early, and if you twist a little bit too soon before you've created the rotation, you can potentially under-rotate. And the score comes in for the second vault, 12.9, 13.833 for Nicola Bartolini of Italy.
So there are the results for your confirmation that Artur Dabchan wins his 3rd European title on vault. Jake Jarman gets his 2nd European silver, and Chaperny of Ukraine, he wins bronze.